Hello and welcome to Off the Beaten Pot, bringing great food back to the great outdoors. However, today we are indoors while I answer some of your questions. So first off, thank you very much for those of you who did submit a question. I was meant to do a Q&A at 1,000 subscribers, and then pandemic happened. Then I was meant to do it at 2,000 subscribers, and I'm just over 2,000 subscribers now, which is brilliant. It's thank you very much. It's a lovely little community we're getting, and I'm getting to know some of you quite well as well. Got some really nice feedback and comments from some of you, and I appreciate it. It makes me, it really drives me. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the questions. Southern Ape asks, what do you prefer cooking on and why, i.e. gas, spirit, fire, etc. Then following on from this, what do you prefer using of the aforementioned and why? Any particular favourite stove? And do you find yourself using one over the other for practical reasons like heat intensity? Well, that's quite a few good questions there, so I'll break them down. First one, I prefer spirit because that's what I'm used to. That's the main reason. So I have a Trangia Mini, a Trangia Mini and a Trangia Triangle are the ones I cook on mostly. Usually it's the Trangia Triangle because I've managed to get my own little COOKSET all sorted all nicely that I'm really happy with. So I would say my favourite, for no other reason than it's the one that I'm more used to using, is a spirit stove, and that happens to be the Trangia. So in terms of practical uses, heat intensity, etc., as long as I've got a heat source that's hot enough to cook the food, I can do it. I have no preference. My least favourite would be just a gas stove, although I know that they're incredibly convenient, but again, it's just I have the least amount of experience with a gas stove. This one is from Jim Duffin. When using the Trangia, do you have a preferred fuel, meths, denatured alcohol, etc.? I like using bioethanol because of its eco credentials, but I found, I can't remember the name of the company off by heart at the moment, so I will put it here somewhere on the screen, and I'll leave a link below. And what I found, that it burns hot and consistently, and that's very important for me. And I find that it lasts quite a bit longer than methylated spirits, so that's also a bonus. So next question comes from DOE Ben, or Doe Ben, but I assume that's Duke of Edinburgh Ben. DOE Ben, I'm new to camping, I can't afford a decent stove, what cheap one should I use? Well, DOE Ben, use the one you can afford or the one you can borrow. I don't know what your budget is. You can get plenty of cheap ones on Amazon, for example, but they are cheap. And you might find that they last you well for a while, but ultimately you'll want to upgrade. So I would say look at what you can afford brand new, and then go and find a Facebook community or your local outdoors community or eBay, and find one within your budget that's second-hand and pre-loved, because chances are it will be better quality. Although it's used, they're usually, if they're very good bits of kit, if they're good bits of kit, then they're designed to last a long time. So I would buy second-hand. As to what kind you want, again, if you're within a network of people, see what they use and learn the benefits and pros. I would always say, if you have to buy new and you're cooking for yourself, something like the Trangia Mini is great, because not only you get the burner and the pot stand, but you also get a pot and a pan and a pan holder. Next question, why did you start a YouTube channel? Good question. I could have easily done what I wanted to do in a blog or in a book, but as some of you may know who have been following the channel for a while, I'm a professional photographer, is one of my trades, and I wanted to move into videography. I thought that having a YouTube channel would be a great way of practicing some techniques and honing some skills in that manner. The last few videos have all been done on my phone, and I suppose I know the videos I want to create and how I want them to look. They don't often work like that, but negatively that has meant that some months I've not posted because I just couldn't achieve what I wanted to. But I've sort of got rid of my pride somewhat, and I'm more than happy to use my phone to make a vlog. as so many thousands, if not millions of people do on YouTube. I'm not being precious, it's more important to me that I get useful information out to people to be of value. That was a long-winded answer to a very simple question. So the next question, and just before I read it out, these came in through different channels and I've collated them into the notes on my notes app on my phone. So this might seem like a really beautiful follow-on, but it didn't come in chronological order. So what gear do you use to make these videos? And that's from John G. Because I am a photographer, I have a reasonable kit. So right now I'm filming on my Fuji X-T4. You might have seen me in other videos using my Fuji X-T3, but the most recent ones I use my phone, which has got really good cameras, but I've been using this camera, which is the front-facing camera, which has been fine. It films in 1080 and I run it through an app called Filmic Pro to give me a little bit more of a manual experience, I suppose, and I use Rode Wireless Go microphone in an attempt to show some sort of professionalism. Stafford Jamie, how's your boy doing? He's very well, thank you for asking. Yep, so he's 2 now, I suppose, 2 and a bit, and not I suppose he is, and he's just lovely. He's a joy, and he's happy, and he's healthy, and he's my best mate. Thanks for asking. He's asleep now, and I'm actually missing him. There you go. Anyway, moving on, lads. Will you be going out again with Trev from Summit or Nothing? And you didn't leave your name. It's a common question. Nah, he's a Right, moving on. No, I'm joking. Yes, we have been talking with each other and we would love to, but we both have different lives and they're often not aligned. So whenever he has spare time, I'm busy, and whenever I have time for an adventure, he's busy. We're both busy people. It's just a part of life, isn't it, I suppose? But yes, we are talking, planning to get out. It's not going to be summer, obviously. It's not very likely that it's going to be autumn, so you might all be in for a real treat of a winter wild clusterfuck of a camp in which one of us loses it, I'm sure. So yeah, with any luck, I'll be dragging Trev out on an adventure. I did want to get him, I've asked him a few times now to come out sailing with me. And the last time I asked him out was on a rowboat to go and explore the tributaries around Falmouth. He was well up for it and we had all the ideas planned. And then I got offered a 3-week job that I couldn't turn down, which was the last opportunity we properly got, really. So, but yeah, it will happen. I don't know when, I'll keep you posted. What's the worst thing you've ever cooked while hiking? This was years ago when I lived in Llanbedr in North Wales. Well, sorry, in Gwynedd. And I caught fish in a lake and we had a campfire and I do not know what that fish was, but I'm not edible for sure, and it was awful, and I'd put it in sort of the sauce and noodles that we had at the time and it ruined everything. It was a real shame. Yeah, don't know what the fish was. Awful. When's the recipe book coming out? I've set myself an arbitrary deadline of 10,000 subscribers, which isn't, it's not often that you measure time in subscribers, but the rate my channel is growing, it seems like that gives me enough time to compile all of the recipes and test them, which is important. Some that are on the channel will make it in, some that I've done that won't make it on the channel or eventually might make it to the channel will make it in. But I think by saying 10,000 subscribers, that means I can get all the sections I'd like to see in place ready, because I don't just want it to be recipes. There's going to be other things in there, other elements. I'd like to have a photographic element in there, so it gives me time to write the recipes, test the recipes, take photos of the recipes in the wilderness, and also give me time to send it out to friends to proof it and test it, and then play around with format. If I do release this book, I'd like it to be properly done, not rushed, and I'd like it to hold itself against other books that are currently in bookshops. So 10,000 subscribers. If you'd like to see the book sooner than that, then share the channel and get me loads of subscribers. But like I said, it's an arbitrary time frame for me. I'd rather put effort into quality and value rather than just collect numbers. Have you learned how to use your Sphere properly yet? Okay, fair enough. No, I did a Sphere stove review, and it still stands as a review. It was my review. I probably should have called it a not quite first look, because I'd used it for a little while, and a lot of people in the comments were very terse, but it was useful. I learned, and I took it out on my recent trip to Dartmoor, and yeah, it's very good. I enjoyed it very much. I enjoyed its coolness, its noveltiness. There's some things about it I don't like and won't like. But yeah, overall it's a great stove. I have learned how to use it, thank you very much, but Trangia for me. So thank you very much for tuning in to sit through this Q&A. If you made it this far, you're amazing. If you haven't, then you're not hearing this, so oh, God, I'm tired.